This electric walking bike is a treadmill on wheels. This treadmill bike is a treadmill bike. Okay, two things about this chat. One, I do think I'm trying to think of the good, okay? I'm trying to think of the good. And I'm going to think of the good first. I'm going to think of the good first because that's what's important, okay? The thing that's most important in life is who this benefits. And I think it benefits a lot of people. People who want to visit more places but are short of breath because of walking. That's a good place to start. There are a lot of people out there who can't walk very far distances. This would eliminate or at least close down more of a distance for people who, let's say, are unable to ride a bike but are able to walk. But they can't walk very far. This opens up their ability to walk far. Okay? Okay? So I'm okay there. I'm okay there. This does allow people to walk. This allows people to walk further than they may have walked before. And walking is important because I know what you're all saying. Segways, electric bikes, electric vehicles, electric scooters, electric shit, where walking is like, if you don't want to walk, just don't walk. Yeah, if you don't want to walk, don't walk. I agree. Well, what about the people who do want to walk? Just a little. This provides something that is not powered by battery, something that is not company ran, something that fits into a bicycle community, right? It requires only kinetic energy. If this is the path people want to go down, and this makes people happy, then fine. All right, I think this does allow for more open transportation options and all of these other things. Now, the issue, the negative, the con is that functionally blending less walking with long distances seems you're trying to solve a problem that no one actually has. Because you can always get to long distances with many different tools already, including electronic transportation that is personally owned, including public transportation, right? And maybe it's an access thing. If you are not able to travel large distances because your access to public transportation is difficult, then this might fit a need, right? But for the vast majority of people, this fits a very specific need that I don't think anyone actually has in surplus or in a value where people in a city, they're going to be overthrown and overgrown with walking bikes. Okay? No one out there is like, oh, let me get on my fucking walking bike to meet you, you know? That's not something that's happening. All right? Look at the length of this. This has very limited thought to hills. This has very limited thought to places where there is high traffic. Look at all the places these people are walking on. Bike lanes, closed off lanes, places that are flat. This is a long fucking piece of platform. What happens when you go over a fucking road bump? What happens when you go into a parking lot and there's all these bumps in the parking lot? What happens when someone fucking steals the front wheel off this fucking thing? There's so many issues with just the idea that this long format of a platform in this idyllic flat land near a fucking pond and all this other, like, you know, landmarks, using bike lanes, merging between bike lane and sidewalk. Like, it makes me think, like, the problem we're solving for isn't the actual problem we need to solve for. The actual problem we need to solve for is the actual engineering of a fucking city. Right? Why do we have to create a fucking treadmill with wheels? In order to adapt to a shitty infrastructure. Let's just fucking reinvent the shitty infrastructure. Anyone with me? Anyone out there saying, like, hey, thanks for the fucking walking bike, but what if we just made the city more walkable? Anyone out there saying, thanks for the walking bike, but what if we just increased public transportation and the different means of public transportation 2x? Is anyone saying that? Am I an idiot? Am I an idiot thinking that the amount of green space here for the person who's walking on this fucking walking bike makes me think that perhaps the local startup doing this shit who's acquired how much fucking seed money they did? What if we just thought just one fucking step back? What if we just reinvented public transportation with the amount of fucking money we're funding this one company? Let's make a stupid bike. If civil engineering and useful walking distances, useful utility, functional utility is important, let's make it important. Do you think this bike is going to be accessible to literally anyone who lives in a socially economical, below average area? You think any motherfucker is going to be buying this bike to walk to work more often? Bro, just put a couple more bus lines and make it 24/7 in their neighborhood. What gets more use? What pays itself over time? The person who has access to more literal area in their city, or the person riding the fucking Nordic track on wheels? Who gets more?